Why do I keep losing my connection with the self? This is a great question someone sent yesterday, and I said I'd have a go at answering that here on my channel. So I remember very well being really frustrated because I would flip-flop between feeling deeply connected and then feeling as if I was a million miles away. And then I'd have this burning desire to get back to that place that felt like home. And it was a really painful period, and it was a long period where I kept believing that if I meditated more or chanted more or did, more of the practices, it would help to resolve this, I don't want to say disconnect, it was like a flip-flopping between the two states of awareness. And it never helped me when, I would read the quotes of great beings who would say, thou art that, you are already the self, and all of those things, because although I felt it deeply, I didn't know how to kind of close the chasm between being in my mind loop and being established in the self. So there was a huge dilemma, how do I make that leap? What do I need to do to sort of close this gap and to find a way of being established in the self no matter what? And it was a really painful question and something I really struggled with. And what happened was, after years and years and years and years and years of trying to get there, through the practices, as I've shared many times, I realized that seeking was the obstacle, and I dropped everything and then just deepened the practice. Primary practice, if you can call it that, was deepening into the silence within my being and just seeing how far I could go. And it was really out of that I began to realize that my true identity actually was the silence, the supreme self itself, or absolute awareness itself. And this limitless vastness, you can give it whatever term you like, but the mystery of that, the vastness of that, was my true identity. And the story of who I was an ever-changing expression, so to speak, that came out of this vastness, that came out of this unchanging state of being. And that was the truth of who I was. And really the step that I had to take wasn't such a huge step. I used to feel like it was a massive leap or something. And it really wasn't. You can't even call it a step, actually. It's so minute. It's just a case of realizing who you are and moving your identity from the small I, from the story, to the vastness of who you already are and always will be, no matter what happens. So again, you are this vast, unmoving state of absolute awareness itself, within which the story of you, which is ever-changing, plays itself out. Just continually plays itself out, always. And you don't need to kind of even trust my word for it. You can see it and you can test that in your own direct experience, because it's absolute awareness itself that you already are that registers and speaks directly to what is happening in your life. So if you wake up one morning, you're feeling crabby and whatever the story is, you've got a headache, you don't feel well, are you grumpy or whatever, absolute awareness itself, or the self itself, is what sees this and is able to report this. If all you were was the personal story, right, in your grumpiness or in your happiness, there wouldn't be anything, there wouldn't be this place of seeing that could report to you and say, oh, you know, I am feeling grumpy or frustrated. So again, you are the vastness, the unchanging vastness, in which the ever-changing expresses itself through the story of who you are. So when you tell yourself, oh, you know, I feel disconnected or whatever that story is, I'm disconnected, I'm frustrated, you know, I'll never get there, wherever there is. It's really absolute awareness that is recording and telling you that for whatever reason, you know, in a few moments, or it could be days or weeks, you've gone off into the story or into the mind, into the labyrinth of the mind. You've gone on some adventure, which is perfectly fine. And even if you feel like you were lost and kind of disconnected, there's something that is seeing this and reporting this, and that something is absolute awareness itself, which is who you are, who you will always be, and no matter what, that will never ever change. That is the truth of who you are. So I really hope this helps, because that was certainly something I struggled with, you know, feeling this disconnect. In truth, there never is a disconnect. It's the mind story, but there is something that sees this and reports this to you, and that is absolute awareness itself. So contemplate that, and I hope this helps. All right, so that's all I need to say. I'll leave it there. I wish you very well. I hope everything's going well for you in your life. Take it easy, keep shining bright, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.